What's good, everybody? So, welcome back to another Throwback Thursday. So, earlier in this week, I released a video on, what was it? Oh, the Bowman U Chrome, where I looked for, in vain, the Victor Wembanyama rookie card or auto or anything that resembled something worthwhile. Unfortunately, didn't get anything like that. Got some other good cards, especially the Grayson Dick. The only reason I remember him is that, what he wore to the draft last week, you could see from space. But anyway, we're going to go back to 1991 with NBA Skybox. Now, this is Series 1. I think I got this one for about $30 or $40 off eBay, maybe even $50. Series 2 is the one that's really sought after. Most recent prices I've seen is anywhere from $250 to $300. I'm not there just yet, willing to put down that much money for that. There's too many other things I could rip open. But the other one has, like the USA team, the Dream Team back in the day. A lot of cards representing the team at that time. So maybe one day I'll pick that one up. This one is mostly just the base. So the ones that we will probably look out for the most is probably just Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson, or the Michael Jordan versus Magic Johnson, because I think this was the year where, in 1991, where the Bulls beat the Lakers, I think 4-1, for the Bulls to win their first championship. One of the saddest days in my as a Lakers fan, but that's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and rip into this, but anyway, before I rip into it, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button and also subscribe, help out the channel. Like I said last week, we grew a lot, and I was greatly appreciated. So we're trying to hit to 100 subscribers before the end of summer, and technically summer started a little bit over a week ago. So we'll please do what you can to help out the channel. So without further delay, we're gonna dig into this 32-year-old box of cards. There's 36 packs. 15 cards per pack, so do the math right there. That's a lot of packages, a lot of cards that we're going to deal with. Not like cards of today, which seem to be having more and more influence on my openings, but it's all good. In fact, earlier today, I think the Topps Chrome went on pre-order, and I will not deny I had the opportunity to pre-order some, but I opted not to do so. I think the jumbo was going for $300. The hobby was like $150 or something like that, and the blaster boxes were like $30 or $35 or something like that. But yeah, I chose not to do it. I figured I'll wait till it comes into the stores, and maybe, just maybe, I can find maybe a little bit better of a deal. Who knows? But there's so much other stuff out there. I don't have to chase after every single set out there. Just can't afford it. But enough about that. We are going to talk about 91-92 Skybox. This was the second year of Skybox. The first year had pretty cool cards. I do have one within reach. Oops. Of course I have to knock something over because there's just a room full of stuff here. But this was like one of the first cards. This one's kind of gnarled up, so I have no problem showing it up. As you can see, he's got the corners are kind of jacked. But here's one of Irvin Magic Johnson, where we had the front, where in the back was more of a studio shot. But I remember as a young teenager, everybody was into the first year of Skybox. So I guess the second year they decided to get a little bit more inventive with their cards, and we'll see how it goes. I don't think I opened any of these up back then. I think this was right around the time Upper Deck started going into the basketball cards, and a lot of my money went to Upper Deck, especially when you have things like I don't think there was any SPs, but you also had the chance for the autograph Jerry West, as well as the holograms. So Upper Deck was kind of the card du jour at the time. So anyway, didn't do this. So this is kind of actually my first time doing Skybox for 1991. So we'll go ahead and get through it as quick as we can. First, we have Sean Elliott of the San Antonio Spurs. How fitting, considering there was just a picture out with him standing with Victor Wembanyama, and this guy was kind of the shortest one, because I think it was Victor, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, who were both 7 feet tall plus, and then Sean Elliott, and they all were dwarfed by Mr. Wembanyama there. That was pretty interesting. Then we have Lance Blanks, Roy Tarpley, Scottie Pippen, Travis Mays, Darrell Walker, and then we have single best performance with Scott Skiles, Steve Kerr, Bo Kimball, Orlando Woolridge, Hakeem Olajuwon, Glenn Rivers, checklist. And then, oh, wow. I was actually on eBay, and I came across this card, and I forgot how much it sold for. I think it sold for a little bit. But, yeah, we have one. We have Women in Sports or something like that. Women Take the Court. So that's going to be our first special card there. I guess it wasn't really a short print, but it's number 330, so I'll definitely put that one off to the side for possibly having it graded. But yeah, it was on there, and I wasn't expecting to see that. I was figuring it might be in Series 2, where there seemed to be a few more inserts, but I guess Series 1 has some good stuff as well. So, not complaining at all. So let's see what else we have here. We have George McLeod, D. Brown with the no-look dunk there with the what was it, the Reebok pumps back for the All-Star game when he won that. Fat Lever, Reggie Lewis, rest in peace. Lester Connor, Walter Davis, Michael Adams, Craig Elo, Moses Malone, Greg Anderson, Karl Malone, John Battle. We have an upside down card here. We have Kennard Winchester. Then we have another Centennial card. So it looks like it's going to be the inserts for Series 1 as the Centennial card. So I'm going to just put all these to the side here. And then we have Tim McCormick. So that kind of confirms it that I did not open any of these up back in the 90s, because I do not remember those cards at all. So like I said, it was pretty much all upper deck at the time. Winston Garland, I think we got him earlier already. Trent Tucker, Terry Cummings, Brian Shaw, and then we have, who do we have here? Larry Smith, and then another Centennial card. Dave Jamerson, Harvey Grant. I think didn't he have a twin brother? Horace Grant. David Wood, Rex Chapman, Tate George, Jack Haley, and then we have Stan School, not one with Will Smith, Detlef Schrempf, and Xavier McDaniel of the Phoenix Suns. I remember when he was quite the popular guy with the Seattle Supersonics, and then I think they traded him straight up for somebody else. I can't remember who it was though. If anybody remembers back in the day, please post in the comments below. Maurice Cheeks, Drazen Petrovic, rest in peace. Charles Barkley, Vern Fleming, Alton Lister, another Stay in School, Vernon Maxwell, Nageli Knight, Horace, and then Mitch Richmond, LaSalle Thompson, Sedale Threet, Lester Connor, Kendall Gill, and Sam Vincent. Not as cool as the 1990s hoops, where he's shooting over Michael Jordan with a wrong numbered jersey. I do have that card in my PC, by the way. Larry Drew, Kiki Vanderwee, Kevin Johnson, Joe Klein, and we have Charles Oakley. Then we have another Centennial card. Scott Hastings, Eldon Campbell, Larry Kristowiak, Tom Chambers, Rory Sparrow, Blair Rasmussen, another Stay in School, Michael Williams, and Kurt Rambis. So out of the 15 cards, it looks like one's going to be a Stay in School, and the other one's going to be the insert for the Centennial of basketball. Man, these are incredibly squeaky cards. Alright. Charles Jones, Dale Ellis, Hershey Hawkins, Jeff Martin, Dana Barros, Stay in School, Kenny Smith, Dan Marley, Chucky Brown, Reggie Miller, Alan Abdalabi, Chris Dudley, Michael Adams, Randolph Keys, Mark Bryant, and Antoine Carr. Alright, well, who do we have? We have Tom Tolbert, J.R. Reed, Chris Mullen, Dwayne Shensus, Judd Buechler, Stay in School again, Eric Floyd, Ron Anderson, Jeff Turner, Dennis Rodman, Billy Thompson, Anthony Cook, Tyrone Bogues, Mookie Blaylock, and Wayne Cooper. So we have Mookie Blaylock and Mookie Betts in baseball. If I remember correctly, didn't Pearl Jam want to name themselves Mookie Blaylock? Or they had a song called Mookie Blaylock or something like that? Ken Williams, Charles Smith, Brian Quinnett, Del Curry, Chris Mullen, Johnny Newman, Steve Alford. And then who do we have? Was that who I thought was behind this card? Cliff Robinson. And yes, that's who I thought it was. We have Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That is the card we are looking for. Alright. Brad Lojas, Terry Teagle. We have a GQ with Hakeem Olajuwon, Jerome Lane, Jason Williams, and Terry Davis. So, before anything else, I'm going to get a penny saver and put one up for Mr. Jordan. Oh, sorry about that. Want you guys to see. And I thought I had a top loader around here somewhere, but unfortunately it seems like I do not. So penny sleeve is what it's going to be at this time. And my incredibly squeaky chair. I'll move these over real quick, and we can put Mr. Jordan here right on top of the other Centennial cards. So, in our first stack, we got a Michael Jordan. Hopefully, we can pull at least another one or two more in this entire rip here. All right, Olden Polynice, Mark Price, Eric Lechner, Sarunas Marshallonis, and then we have another GQ with Dominique Wilkins and Kevin Willis, Lionel Simmons, Tony Brown, Grant Long, Ronnie Seekley, Rod Strickland, Ken Bannister, Charles Barkley, All-Star card, Jeff Malone, Ricky Green, and Todd Murphy. Like, what's your name, son? Murphy. Oh, this one wants to be a little difficult. Alright, who do we have? We have Alex Kessler, Randy Brewer, and then we have Stay in School, James Edwards, Jerome Kersey, Dwayne Farrell, Dennis Scott, Cedric Sabalos, AJ English, Darrell Walker, Stacey King, Michael Ansley, and then of course, we have to go upside down, because why not? Anthony Bonner, Wayman Tisdale, and Kelly Tripucka. So, if anybody doesn't know who these guys are, well, just think they're potential autographs when you open up some of the more recent stuff. So yeah, a lot of the new stuff where it says we promised 3 autographs, you're gonna get an autograph from Alec Kessler, Darryl Griffith, James Worthy, Sidney Green, Brian Oliver, Otis Thorpe, Bill Cartwright, Mark Akers, flip it around, Derek Coleman, Jim Less, Vernell Coles, and then we have GQ with Magic Johnson. That's pretty cool. Tyrone Bogues, Jared Mustaff, and Willie Burton. There's some pretty cool inserts. So the second stack doesn't have the Stay in School. It has the GQ. So maybe each stack has a different type of insert. We'll find out. Oh, John Paxson, Marcus Liberty, Todd Lichty. Then we have another GQ with Kevin Willis and Dominique Wilkins. Tyrone Hill, Gary Payton, Sherman Douglas, Tim Hardaway, Ron Harper, Adrian Caldwell, D. Brown without the no look. You think the picture would be here on his All-Star card instead of the his base. Theodore Edwards, Brad Davis, Gerald Glass, and Derek Harper. Before he went to the Knicks. Alright, Kelvin Upshaw, Dominique Wilkins, Mike Jaminski, Michael Thompson, and then we have Gerald Wilkins, Cliff Livingston, then we have a checklist. Glenn Rice, Otis Thorpe, Willie Anderson, Mark Alari, behind the scenes of the NBA All-Star Game. John Stockton, Fred Roberts, and Felton Spencer. I think he just passed away recently as well, so rest in peace to him. Alright, Joe Dumars, Danny Manning, Terry Mills, Craig Hodges, Mark Eaton, Byron Scott, Tyrone Corbin, Alvin Robertson, Kevin Gamble. Then we have Purvis Ellison. Then we have a Michael Jordan celebrating his first NBA championship. He's getting kind of a little close with that, a little bit intimate with that Larry DeBrown trophy. And I don't know if he was the first one touching that thing to be hugging that thing to a point. He's really into that. They might need to get a room or something. Maybe they did. Who knows? Andre Turner, Chris Morris, James Donaldson, Ricky Pierce. But you know what? I can't blame him. If I won the NBA championship, I might need a personal moment with the trophy myself. You know, I'm just saying. All right, Michael Adams, Sean Kemp, Anthony Webb, and who do we have here? We have Mario Ellie, and gotta flip it around again apparently. John Paxson, Bill Winnington, Quentin Daly, Michael Smith, Irvin Magic Johnson, Sam Mitchell, Ken Norman, and checklist Bill Lane Beer, Reggie Theus, Dwayne Caldwell, and Kevin Duckworth. So yeah, Magic Johnson. We have a Jordan and a Johnson. How about that? Looks like we got some little dust here. Of course, you know, when you've been a card inside of a package for over 30 years, you might be a little dusty too. So alright, Andrew Lang, John Starks, stay in school with the Charlotte Bee, or Charlotte Hornet, actually. Mike Brown, AC Green, Tony Campbell, Larry Bird, Eric Pickney. If you hear the dogs barking, that's because somebody's at my door. Derek McKee, Michael versus Magic. That's another card we were looking for. Kenny Gaddison, Jeff Grayer, Jim Peterson, and Buck Williams. We are almost to the halfway mark. These cards are feeling pretty good. I haven't really looked at them all that closely, but so far nothing really sticks out as with any bends or any issues. But like I said, I'll look at them more closely probably at the end of this video, if not after the video is finished. Ramil Robinson. Then who do we have? We have Kenny Walker, Vlade Divac, Bobby Hansen, Paul Pressey, Andy Toulson, Bernard King, John Williams, Les Jepson, got a checklist, Vinnie Johnson, Ron Higgins, John Konkak, Clyde the Glide Drexler, and David Wingate. Alright, we have Isaiah Thomas, Kevin Willis, Johnny Dawkins, and then we have another Chicago Bulls celebration, so we'll put that one off to the side. Greg Dreeling, Ralph Sampson, Joe Wolf, Patrick Ewing, Otis Smith, Buck Johnson, Eddie Johnson, Liddell Eccles, Sam Bowie, and Terry Porter. Sam Bowie, one of the guys that was drafted before Michael Jordan. Oh, we got a Centennial card where they're shooting into an apple basket. And then we have Dave Jamerson, Harvey Grant again, David Wood, Rex Chapman, Tate George, Jack Haley. We got a couple, Stay in School, Detlef, Xavier, Ken, Charles, Brian, Dell, and Chris Mullen. Kind of go through these guys pretty quickly since we're starting to get into the doubles. Hopefully, we'll get at least one other Michael Jordan. Fingers crossed for 3. If we can get 3 Michael Jordans, this was a good rip. Alright, Stay in School again. Vernon Maxwell, Nagele, Horace, Mitch, LaSalle, Sedale, Lester, Kendall Gill, Sam Vincent, Olden Polynice, Mark Price, Eric Lechner, Sarusha Manolonis, and that's Dominique and Kevin Willis again. I think that's our 3rd one of them. At least we're over the halfway point. We're 20 minutes in, so maybe, just maybe, we'll finish before the 45-minute mark. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video. Hit the like and subscribe button if you don't mind. Another Centennial card there. Scott Hastings, Eldon Campbell, Larry, Tom Chambers, Rory Sparrow, Blair, Michael Williams, Kurt Rambis, Darryl Phillip, James Worthy, Sidney Green, Brian Oliver, and Otis Thorpe. In all honesty, I don't remember the card that came before Michael Jordan, so it's going to be just another surprise if he does happen to pop up again. Katie Smith, Dan Marley, Chucky, Reggie Miller, Chris Dudley, Michael Adams, Randolph Keys, Mark Bryant. Well, I saw a Chicago Bulls emblem. Is that going to be him? Antoine. Oh, nope. John Paxson, Marcus Liberty, Todd. Another GQ with Willis and Dominique Wilkins. Goodness gracious. And Tyrone Hill. Apparently this pack really likes the Hawks. Alright, another Stay in School. Eric Floyd, Ron Anderson, Jeff Turner, Dennis Rodman, Billy Thompson, Anthony Cook, Tyrone Bogues, Mookie Blaylock, Wayne Cooper, Kelvin Upshaw, Dominique Wilkins, Mike Jaminski, Michael Thompson, and then we have Gerald Wilkins. So at this rate, we might get a Michael Jordan in the next 2 or 3 packs. Let's see if my prediction is correct. Pack number 1. Johnny Newman, Steve Alford, Cliff Robinson, Michael Jordan. Look at that. Look at that. I called it. Pack number 1. Got another Michael Jordan. So we know a Johnny Newman, Steve Alford, and a Cliff Robinson are the potential leaders into a Michael Jordan. At this rate, I do not think we'll get another one, but it would be awesome if we do. Brad, Terry Teagle, Hakeem, Jerome, Terry Davis, Joe Dumars, Danny Manning, Terry Mills, Craig Hodges, and Mark Eaton. Rest in peace. I'd like to get another Drazen Petrovic. He was an excellent player. Alright, Lionel Simmons, Tony Brown, Grant Long, Ronnie Seekley, Rod Strickland, Ken, Charles Barkley, Jeff Malone, Ricky Green, Todd Murphy, Sean Kemp, Anthony Webb, and then Mario Ely. Keep flipping stuff around. John Paxson, finals card. Okay. And Bill Winnington. I don't think we saw one of those John Paxson's finals cards. The only one we saw was Jordan doing his him getting awfully well, he was just rubbing up on the trophy there. Alright, we have Bill Cartwright, Mark Akers, Michael Cage, Derek Coleman, Jim Les, Vernell Coles, and then we have what was it? Oh, Irvin Magic Johnson, Tyrone Bogues, Jared, Willie, Andrew Lang, Stay in School Jam, and Mike Brown. We're almost done with the third stack. Gary Payton, Sherman Douglas, Tim Hardaway, Ron Harper, Adrian Caldwell, D. Brown, Theodore Edwards, Brad Davis, Joe Glass, Derek Harper, Ramil Robinson, Kenny Walker, Vladdy, Bobby, and Paul. Gotta move up my chair a little bit. Then there was one last stack. We have the Michael Jordan. Let's hope for one more. Let's see if we can eke it out. Herb Williams, Reggie Williams, John Stockton, Jay, Doug. What was that? Manute Bowles, Sam Perkins, Delaney Rudd, Frank Bukowski, Lionel Simmons, Gerald, Styko Vrankovich, Rodney McRae, Jeff Hornacek, and David Greenland. I do not remember seeing those guys in a previous pack. So we are potentially in new territory. John Sunvold, B.J. Armstrong, Stay in School with Art, Mark Aguirre, Mark West, Scott Skiles, Jerome Richardson, Randy White, Haywood Workman. We have another highest scoring title. Dennis Hobson, Bob Thornton, Terry Ketledge, David Robinson, and Joe Barry Carroll. So yeah, we have an outlier stack here. And almost promises not to get a Michael Jordan, but we're still holding out hope here. Alright, John Williams, Jerome Lane, Will Perdue, Rick Smits, Jerry Reynolds, Kevin McHale, John Sally, Nate McMillan, Dennis Scott, Sean Elliott, Lance Blanks, Roy Tarpley, Scottie Pippen, Travis Mays, and Darrell Walker. Okay, so it looks like we hit the end and then the beginning because we're at Sean Elliott again. So there is a slight chance. A slight chance. Let's see. Avery Johnson, Mike Sanders, Michael Jordan, not his base, but point leader. I will take that. But I'm not going to count it exactly as getting a Jordan. It's like getting 2.5. But we still got a Jordan. Alright, Jack Sikma, Danny Ainge, John Morton, Robert Parrish, checklist, Mark Jackson without the Menendez brothers, Derek Coleman, George McLeod, D. Brown again, Lafayette Lever, Reggie Lewis, rest in peace, and Lester Connor. Alright, Kevin Edwards, Kendall Gill, Armin Gilliam, William Bedford, Lloyd Vaught, Brad Dougherty, Gary Grant, Tom Hammonds, and then we have David Robinson and Hakeem, Darnell Valentine, Trent Tucker, Terry Cummings, Brian Shaw, and Larry Smith. Alright, Winston Bennett. Then we have Larry Smith and Jerome Lane. Danny Ferry, Craig Hodges. Chris Jackson, Larry Nance, Sidney Moncrief. Then we have Rick Mahorn. And then another 100 Centennial. Scott Brooks, Maurice Cheeks, Drazen Petrovic, alright. Charles Barkley, Vern Fleming, and Alton Lister. So we did get another Drazen. That is awesome. Rest in peace, Mr. Petrovic. Sad what happened to him way back in the day. Tony Smith, D. Brown, Chuck Person, Benoit Benjamin, Vlade, Rolando, Nick Anderson, Greg Kite, Alvin Robertson, Thurl Bailey, Larry Drew, Kiki Vanderway, Kevin Johnson, Joe Klein, and Charles Oakley. So we are down to 2 packs. Alright, Scott Skiles, Steve Kerr, Bo Kimball, Orlando Woolridge, Hakeem Olajuwon, Glenn Rivers, checklist. Then we have the cool one again. Dan Shays, Charles Jones, Dale Ellis, Hershey Hawkins, Jeff Martin, Dana Barros, and then Vocational Education Stay in School. So with the Stay in School, they want you to do a little bit of everything. Alright, our last pack. Chances are we are not going to get another Jordan, but that's okay. Excuse me. Walter Davis, Michael Adams, Craig Elo, Moses Malone, Greg Anderson, Karl Malone, John Battle, Kennard Winchester. Then we have the Centennial face card. Tim McCormick, Tom Tolbert, J.R. Reed, Chris Mullen, Dwayne, and Judd Buechler. But you know what? We did an awesome rip here. We got some cool cards. Like I said, this one I saw going for a pretty decent amount on eBay. I can't remember exactly how much, but it was enough to capture my attention. So we got 2 of those. And then we got some other cool Centennial cards. But we did end up with technically 3 Michael Jordan cards. We'll put the other ones over here. we got a Jordan, and then we have a Magic Johnson. I guess we can count this as a Michael Jordan as well, since it's got his name on it. So not necessarily his base cards. We got 2 of his base cards. One with him winning the championship, one with him celebrating, but that says Chicago Bulls, and then one with him being a points leader. So all in all, I cannot complain. I think this was a pretty good rip for a 30-year-old box of cards. And like I said, these right here might actually make my money back. I guess depends if I have to get them graded or not. So far, everything looks relatively clean. I mean, it's possible there could be some off-centering. I'm not all that good with that, but as far as that, the corners look pretty decent. I don't see anything to complain about. Like I said, I'll probably take a closer look later on. But all in all, I think we might have some good things here, and we'll let you know. Anyway, what did you guys think of this rip of the 1991-92 Skybox basketball cards. Was it worth it? I mean, it was a good bit of nostalgia for me. Like I said, I didn't rip this box way back in the day. I don't think I ripped a single pack of cards. Maybe just one or two, because I really don't remember these cards. In fact, most of the pictures, like the Michael Jordan and the Magic Johnson, I remember from seeing just random pictures here and there, or seeing them at the stores. But all in all, I thought it was a fun rip. I might even, like I said, if things go well with this channel and we continue to grow, maybe in a short amount of time, like in a year or so, maybe even do a series 2, or if I can get it at an exceptionally good price, but $300 for a box, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't even do it for the Topps Chrome for this year. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, and if you want to see more of these, you can always hit that subscribe button. And if you want hit the notification bell so you get notified for any future videos. That'd be a plus. But thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.